way, it is not your words or my words that change people. It is not our words that change people. It is Allah that changes people. I start from here because this talk is supposed to be a balance between dunya and akhirah. And the first thing I want to share with you is sometimes in our da'wah, we kill the hopes of people. We expect too much from them too quickly. As a matter of fact, when you give someone da'wah, even as a Muslim who is in disobedience to Allah, a lot of young guys came to me today and said, my friends in college, they drink, Muslim friends. They drink, they do drugs, and they do worse. And I'm trying to give them advice. What do? I don't know what to do with these guys. They don't want to come with me to Jum'ah. They don't want to come with me to the masjid. I try to make them watch a YouTube video. They don't want to hear it. I don't know what to do with them. And you know what I say? You just need to be patient with them and keep giving them a reminder. And don't give up on them, because you don't know which of your words are going to be planted inside their heart like a seed, and you don't know when that seed Allah will grow it. You don't know. Maybe it'll happen a year from now that the words you said to them click. Maybe it'll happen 10 years from now. Maybe it'll happen overnight. That is not up to us. Which is why in the very same ayah, when Allah towards the end, in this ayah of da'wah, what does He tell us? He tells us, Inna rabbaka huwa a'lam. Allah knows better who's guided and who's misguided. In other words, what you see, you think someone is guided, you think someone is misguided. Allah is telling you, I know better than you who's guided and who isn't. There's something going on in a person's heart. This girl's not wearing hijab. She's dressed like you can't even tell she's Muslim. But there's a turbulence inside her heart. And her heart is turning back to Allah. And she is closer to Allah in her transition at this moment than somebody who on the outside looks like a perfect Muslim. I want to tell you a crazy story. But before I do, I got to drink some water. True story. Last Ramadan, actually 2 Ramadans ago, I was in Texas. After Taraweeh, you get a little extra hungry. So there's only like 2 restaurants open in Texas, in Dallas. So we go to this one place late night. We're sitting there, a bunch of guys. We're having dinner. And the table next to us are 2 young women that are dressed fairly inappropriately by Islamic standards. We don't think they're Muslim. We don't think they're Muslim. And because the tables are rather close, they're talking to each other, and one of them says, I feel so bad. I haven't prayed in like a year. And the other one said, me too. It's Ramadan, we should go. I think I have a hijab in my car. This is a conversation the 2 of these are having. I'm trying to eat a shawarma, and I pause like, what? And they got up in the middle of their meal. They didn't even finish their meal, they left. The masjid must still be open right now because it's Ramadan, they keep it open all night. Let's go. I think I still remember where it is. And I tell you, I don't know. Allah knows. I don't know that the 2 raka'ah these girls made, maybe they don't even remember how to make wudu. I don't know. Maybe don't even know like another surah after the Fatiha. I don't know. Maybe they don't even know how many raka'ah for Isha they're supposed to pray. I don't know. But maybe their salah is more valuable to Allah than somebody who's a hafiz of Quran who prayed the entire night and his head was somewhere else, who was only reciting to show off to people. We don't know. We cannot judge the outside from the inside. We can't. We can only see the outside. يَعْلَمُونَ ظَاهِرًا مِنَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. That's it. That's all we know. So our attitude towards people when we invite them to Islam has to change. Our sense of judgment has to change because we are making them hopeless. We make them feel like they'll never make it to Jannah. That's the first problem I wanted to bring to your attention. Here's the second problem. This is how, these are ways in which we make people's hopes for Jannah disappear. They don't even want to work towards the afterlife because they feel like it's pointless. I'm never going to make it anyway. I'm not good enough. The second way we do it, we make it seem like you have to have so much knowledge. You have to know so much fiqh, and so much aqidah, and so much Islamic history, and so much Arabic, and so much tafsir, and so much of so many things. And you have to know so many scholars, and all of their books, and all of their names, and all this stuff. And then you have to watch all these thousands of YouTube videos, and take all these notes. Maybe then you might make it into Jannah. And now what happens to people? They get intimidated, man. There's way too much stuff to learn, bro. I don't know this stuff. But I'm not good enough until I learn everything. Let me ask you something. Think about this. This is one of the most beautiful stories in the entire Quran. It is the young men of the cave. You know the story? These young men of the cave that Allah described, they lived at a time after Isa alayhi salam, before the coming of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And according to the best historical records, they actually were discovered in their cave, or when they came out to eat food, they were discovered about 100 to 120 years before the birth of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. So it's very close to the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that this happened. Now, these young men are living at a time where there are no prophets. These young men belong to a village, a city, where there are no other Muslims. They're the only ones. Everybody else is a mushrik. These young men are not scholars. They don't have a shaykh who teaches them. They have no ijazah in anything. Nothing. All they know is that they cannot worship anyone other than Allah. That's all they know. They don't have any other ilm. They don't know anything else. And look, ulama of Islam, scholars of Islam, from the beginning of our history to this day, people who study tafsir for their entire life are going to be writing and studying the legacy of young men who didn't know anything but La ilaha illallah. Those young men who are nothing in knowledge are heroes to the ulama of Islam. They are heroes, that's old men with white beards that have spent their entire life in the Maktaba Islamiyah, in the Islamic library. Those old men are studying these teenagers. Think about that. We have made things complicated. We've complicated things. We're expecting too much from people. First of all, understand the real expectation from people is that they recognize who their Rabb is, and that is it. And then let their journey begin. And if you want to seek a lot of knowledge and you want to learn a lot, that just means you're further down the road. And somebody's not that good at learning, that's okay. They're just a little behind the road in knowledge, but they must be way ahead of you on the road to sincerity. There could be someone who knows a lot of Arabic, and because of it, they're arrogant. And there could be someone who doesn't know any Arabic. When they recite the Fatiha, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. And yet their Fatiha is dearer to Allah than the best Qari. That could happen. Somebody came to me today, brother, I have a little bit of a stutter. Whenever I recite the Fatiha, I have a hard time reciting certain letters. Is my salah still accepted? And I said to him, listen to me, young man. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam loved the adhan of Bilal. And Bilal couldn't even pronounce a sheen. He used to say, Ashadu an la ilaha illallah. And this is what the messenger loved hearing. If somebody went to the mic today at the masjid and said, Ashadu an la ilaha illallah, take this guy down, man. Adhan didn't get accepted. You know, we have to repeat the whole salah. I don't even know if he's wajibul qatl now or something. You know, we go crazy. And yet this is the Rasul of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam lovingly inviting Bilal radiallahu anhu with his mispronunciation. And how hard are we on people who don't perfect tajweed? لا تعرف أحكام التجويد؟ الله كيف تصلي؟ كيف تدخل الجنة؟ How are you going to go into Jannah? You don't even know Gunnah. You don't know Qalqala. This is what we've done. This is what we've, as though Allah will ask us about these things more than other things. We made the road difficult because we emphasize so much perfection. And by the way, tajweed is important. It's important. But you know what? When you become obsessive compulsive, and somebody says Bismillah, no, Bismillah. No, Bismillah. And you do that for 9 months, I think I know how to say Bismillah now. There is a problem with that. You're obsessive compulsive about something that the Sahaba did not spend this kind of time on. They were easy on people, man. They weren't hard on people. You know, when Islam spread and all these different tribes of the Arabs accepted Islam and the majority of the Quran was revealed in the dialect of which people? The Quraysh. There were other Arabs who had different accents. And so there was a story of a Sahabi who's teaching a new Muslim Quran. And the ayah comes and the ayah mentions Al-Mushrikeen. And he asked the guy to read it, he goes, Al-Musriqeen. Al-Mushrikeen, Al-Musriqeen, Al-Mushrikeen, Al-Musriqeen, Al-Mushrikeen, Al-Musriqeen. The Sahabi says, you just memorize Al-Fujjar. They were easy on people. They didn't say, Astaghfirullah al-Azim, la taqra, la tastahiq. They didn't say that stuff. They were easy. We are hard on people. But our legacy is rahmah towards people. Especially those who accept Islam. We put so much pressure on them, they give up on the deen altogether, man. They walk away. They don't want anything to do with it. This is the second way in which we complicate our religion. The third way